going to E, which is in the same, under the same umbrella, basically. But it's hard to take that Bravo show of Shahs and then get Amazon interested. You know, it's almost like some ways it's better to be an unknown.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Now,
like you gotta shoot your shot in reality. It's once. It's once. Like you got one time to shoot that shot, right?
I mean, I'm trying to actually think now that you've brought it up, what they could potentially do that would drum up interest. I mean, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, no, so I didn't tell you, I was gonna say, like, there's exceptions and there's people like, okay, you could say, I'm just thinking of examples like Monique, sure, but you're on another ensemble show, but that's a pretty rare exception.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually pretty big that she went over there. That is huge. I mean, it does happen, but I guess it's like if they want to stay together as a group, it's going to be hard. Like to your point, they can start getting on other things, probably separately.
Yeah. And guys, when you point out that, you know, this one was on Marriage Boot Camp, and I'm not counting that. That's like nothing. It's like, here's one paycheck. And I'm talking about like a real show for years and years. It's so hard. I mean, where's Stassi, Jax, Kristen? It's not easy. It's not.
No,
it's not.
Very difficult.
So I think the Shahs, Gigi and MJ, at least because I've had them on and I've spoken to them, are lovely. I'm not being poo-pooing it. I just think it's like, I don't really see it happening. I really don't. That's just me. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry.
I don't think you want. Okay, wait.
Sorry about that.
Wait. We touched upon this, the whole Andy Cohen on Meghan Markle's podcast. Did you watch at all the documentary on Meghan and Harry? Do you care?
There is nothing possibly that I care about less than the royals. I never get into it. None of it. Did you watch it? And I mean, why is there outrage? There's like outrage over it, right? Like people are saying something.
People have all kinds of opinions on them. I mean, you know, the most interesting one I've heard, of course, is they're like, we want to be out of the spotlight. We don't want the cameras. We don't want the paps. Oh, but here we are doing a 6-part documentary on ourselves. Like, I mean, it is like, but I've said that from the start with both of them, is without fame, they have no platform for anything, whether it's their charity work, whether it's, you know, I mean, and I don't think it's any secret she wants to be famous. There's no secret. And I guess I am at the point of like, I wish she'd just say that. Look, I'll tell you, the first 3 episodes are super boring. There is nothing new that you haven't seen on Oprah, like that, basically the Oprah thing. What's revealed is, you know, the royal family's in bed with the British tabloids, even though the tabloids trash them and have the right to trash them, but they still feed them things, pay that, all this stuff, right? We already knew that from the Oprah interview. I mean, I guess if anything, you know, I do think maybe they're a little bit more boring. Like I just don't think that they fit in the royal family really, because I think she's obviously not into being an American. I think we're not into all the pomp and circumstance and the curtsying and all that stuff. I think it's really obvious. And he kind of seemed like he wanted out. They want to try to live this simpler life, even though, of course, they are still going to be very famous. But I'm not like overly enthused.
Their simpler life and their several $1 million house. I mean, listen, if they really want some advice on how to keep something going, just get down and dirty and just do a reality show like Kardashian style. Like have it be every week. But you know, you can't just be sitting there. You got to get down and dirty.
They're not gonna. They hold themselves to this standard of they love doing all this charity work and philanthropy work and all this stuff. And so I think they're just never going to get down. I mean, I don't even think, no, I haven't watched the last 3, but so far I don't even think that they reveal anything that revealing about the royal family. I mean, nothing that I've seen.
And are the ratings good? Is it doing well? I would imagine.
But they never reveal the ratings. Netflix and Hulu never release their numbers.
They don't.
All you ever hear from them is, oh, this is like, we just heard it this week about the Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer now is that, and Hunger Games are the most watched at Netflix. And they go, oh, 60 million people have.
Did you watch Dahmer?
No, did you?
Brilliant.
Really?
Ah, Oh,
I do love myself some Ryan Murphy. Why is it?
I don't watch anything if it's not for work. Nothing. And we tried to get Niecy Nash. I thought maybe we still might get her for something else now that she has going on. But like it didn't like so there was no one coming on. There was no reason to watch it. Just was it's Ryan Murphy. B, it's Evan Peters, who's brilliant. You know, being gay, I like a little gay story. You know, it's a gay serial killer, but it's just like what it was phenomenal. They're gonna win every award. Evan is gonna win every award. He's nominated. Niecy Nash was it was phenomenal, chilling and true.
All right, I gotta. Okay, now I'll start watching.
You gotta
Okay.
watch it.
My mom and I will start watching because I did hear somebody else tell me I didn't want to watch it because I'm like, this is so sick. Like, I don't want to watch the violence. Like, I don't want to watch. This guy was so fucked up. You know, we've heard about him for years as the world's most awful serial killer, which, you know, he was right up there. I just, but then people say to me, it's actually not that violent. Like, you don't, they don't show a lot of the graphic stuff. So then I'm kind of like, all right, well, maybe I'll watch. I don't know. It's just so dark. It's so dark.
Or the last season of American Horror Story.
No, I refuse.
New York City.
That.
Oh, brilliant.
I refuse.
You know what you might like a little better? The Thing About Pam. It was on Hulu with that Renee Zellweger.
Oh my God.
That Zellweger.
I tried to watch that shit too. I couldn't stand it. I hated it. Half narrated by Keith. I love Keith Morris so much.
I get it. It's like bad, but it gets really good. It's better than so there you go. So for all the people that think I'm a reality whore, there's 3 things you should watch over this holiday season. What else was I going to say? You know, that's the thing. It's like, guys, just there's so much better stuff out there than Housewives. I really got to get my head on straight over the holiday season. I'm not complaining, but I got to come back with a newfound appreciation for Housewives.
I know.
Jersey, Melissa Gorga says, I assume by now, by the time this airs in a week, Melissa Gorga says we are going to see the trailer for RHONJ any day now. It's still slated to come back in February.
Yes.
Melissa said, I don't know if you saw, Melissa said, I am hopeful that the new season of Jersey, as we watch it together, Teresa and I might slowly come back together as not as they watch it together, but as Margaret has said, like, I don't know if that's exactly what's going to happen. And Jackie Goldschneider has gone so far as to say, like, is she fucking crazy? Like, in no circumstances or world will this bring Teresa and Melissa back together watching this show each week as it airs. Have we heard of Twitter and Instagram? So I thought that was just kind of funny. I think Melissa is running scared. I think she's trying to do damage control and realize, like, girl, I mean, you not speaking at all. I think Melissa is trying. Melissa, I think, would gladly take back a lot of stuff with Teresa. That's my opinion. I am team nobody. I don't really care as a human for either. But, you know,
don't you feel like it's a last ditch effort to potentially save them for continued seasons? Like, if they could bridge a gap and, like, just even extend an olive branch and there's hope. Because then I also read something about Louis saying that he doesn't